Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. This video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security, and I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. That really does help me, so I do appreciate that. All right, so this is my stocks to watch video. So basically what I do is I go through and look for relative strength in the market. And then I go ahead and refine that and pare down to these within that group of who is showing growth, right? So some fundamental analysis. And then I further look and see who has accumulation, and I further pare down to look for institutional ownership. And I come up with my list. So it's a very manual process for me, but it is enjoyable because it really does help me kind of get in tune with the market, and it's a little therapeutic. So it's all good there. So I'm going to share this list with you, and these are the ones. Okay, and then by the way, at the end, I then grade my stocks, and then I'm going to share the A and the A plus stocks where I would grade it out. Okay, so I have 15 A stocks and 17 A plus stocks. Really, it's just a marginal difference, a hair difference between the two of them. That's why I'm sharing both with you. And I try to buy within this group for myself because I think that it puts the odds on my side. So this is part of my personal edge. All right. So again, these are in no particular order, right? I'm going to start with my A's and go to the A pluses. Again, I won't differentiate between the two of them because it's a hair difference. It's not really that big of a deal. But there are 32 stocks. So I won't be spending a ton of time on any one stock. And you're going to see a lot of these setups look very similar. And it's going to be and you're going to see just what I'm looking for, and I'll point it out too. All right, so before we get started, the Qs broke out to all-time highs and then kind of just went sideways at this point. So very constructive looking chart at this point. So no reason to not be involved until while we have a good market. So all right, stock one, Zscaler. By the way, a lot of these you may know the names of. Some of these may be brand new to you, so I appreciate that. You guys watching. Okay, Zscaler. Oh, one more thing before we start. Not all these setups are going to be in the perfect spot. So again, make the trade your own if you choose to. Decide what the good risk reward is for you. And some of these have earnings coming up very, very soon. Know your earnings dates. Okay, that's real important. I'll try to point those out too, if possible. All right, so Zscaler, we had this beautiful breakout, sideways move, and now it broke out again and is trying to move higher. Great accumulation volume over here. Earnings out of the way. Looks pretty good. Fiverr, huge amount of accumulation going on in here. Breakout, all-time highs, an uptrend. Looks real nice. Next one is Puxin Limited. This may be a Chinese name. I'm not even sure. Sounds like a Chinese name. The way it is. Let me take a look here. Yep, K through 12 study in China, to tutoring services. Okay, but a lot of volume coming in here. Again, big run up, sideways consolidation on lighter volume. There is the volume weighted average price from the IPO, and you see price now is consolidating right above it. So I like that one. Next up is Pagerduty Pd. Again, here's the IPO volume, average volume weighted price, and price has now popped up above it again. Some good looking volume coming in, not off the charts over here recently, but again, this is more of a consolidation. So know your levels on this one. Next up, StoneCo, Brazilian payment company, popping out to all-time highs. Nothing to dislike about that. Looks real good. We'd love to see a little retest here, maybe. Next one is Genmark Diagnostics. So, this one started to really pick up in volume back in February, and big run, good volume in there, pulled back. Now another big run. Now here's the pullback right into 23-day EMA. This one looks pretty good. Earnings are on the 4th, August 4th, so know that. This is Genmark. Next up, Nvta. Nvta. So this one again, big volume coming in there. You'll see this was an important area. We popped out, we came back, we retested. Earnings on the 4th also. So, great place here to manage risk against, right? But this is a volatile stock, which means that on earnings, you potentially could have a big gap, right? You have to be careful for some of these, here's a negative earnings gap right back here. So earnings is on the 4th, but I do like this stock a lot, and this is a great level to trade against if we can get by earnings. Yandex, I believe this is a Russian search engine or something like that. Amazing uptrend. I was watching this line for a long time. That was a big deal, and I never bought it on the breakout, unfortunately, but I should have. But I didn't. So maybe if we get a little pullback here, consolidation, earnings is out of the way, so things are good there. Yeah, that's the index. Valera, had a nice, beautiful run, pulled back, and is now starting to rotate back up again. Earnings is on the 4th also, and you see a little volume coming in now too. So this one looks pretty good. Tenable, I believe this is a cybersecurity name. Earnings out of the way. This was a big, here's the IPO, average volume weighted average price, way down here. This was an important level a few times, somewhere around this $31, $32 area. Price broke out on earnings, came back. We'll call this a retest and pop back up again. Great volume coming in here. And I believe their cybersecurity name for Tenable. Chewy, mail order pet supplies. Just people are making positions in this, right? Some really nice volume coming in. Looks like we want to break out. We closed at all-time highs. That's a beautiful thing. Looks like my wife went shopping again. And we have a nice uptrend here. I mean, yeah, this one looks real good, Chewy. And earnings, we have earnings in September, so we got a while for earnings too, which is great. Next up is Ring Central. So we had the breakout here, and then another consolidation on top of the breakout. Some pretty good volume in here. Earnings is on the 3rd, so it would have to, the next breakout would be we'll call it above 300, and above 300, and I think this could start moving much higher again. Everbridge. So Everbridge had, again, this area was important, kind of chopped around, then took off, came back. Some good volume coming in here. Earnings on the 6th. So, Everbridge, maybe like we have to break like that downtrend line or something like that, right? Something like this. Yeah, that may be, with earnings coming up, we break the downtrend line, maybe get above, 153, 154, somewhere around there. I think this could start to rotate back up. PCYT, Verisight, look at this. Beautiful, right? Broke out on earnings, big update. Yeah, I like this one a lot, actually. I'm going to move this over to my other side. PCYT. I like that one a lot. All right. Here we go. Would love to see maybe a little pullback inside day. Even if it's filled this gap, that would be something, right? But there's some serious demand going on right now after this earnings. And Xperi Holdings. So this is, big downtrend, right? This thing was in a big downtrend, and now it's starting to make a move. Earnings is on the 10th, and this is made pretty good sized move. So it's one I'm watching, but this one maybe has some potential for it to create this bottom here and break the downtrend line and maybe start moving upwards again. All right. Moving on. Tencent Music. I mean, so here is, let's just get this line there. Perfect. All right. So, and that line doesn't mean anything anymore. All right. So Tencent Music had a pretty nice run here. Look at this major volume coming in here. Even now, I mean, the pullbacks are on like tiny red bars, right? I mean, these little tiny red bars on the pullbacks, and the green bars are humongous. Earnings is coming up August 10th, but beautiful little bull flag looking action, consolidation before earnings. I like that one a lot. Alpha Pro Tech, APT. You see, it didn't do much for a while, and now, I mean, huge accumulation bars in this name. I don't know when earnings are again. It may be coming up. Last time was May 5th, so they may be coming up. I'm not sure. Check that out. Huge short interest in this one too. I've seen somewhere upwards of 30% short interest. So if this one starts to move, it could be on fire. So just one to watch. But again, I don't know when earnings are. So check that out. I do like that one. Fastly, you guys probably know this name also. But look at this, as it's moved up, some nice accumulation going on in here. Earnings on the 5th. Nice little sideways movement, rotate up. So this one looks real good. This $100 level, that's a pretty good, if you can get above $100 or so, I think it has a chance to really move higher. Next up, a couple marijuana names. Canopy Growth. So here's Canopy Growth, and here's this big downtrend line that it's been. I mean, it's been, since 2018, really been in a downtrend. But something's different now. So we're now challenging this area. We're seeing some nice accumulation coming in here. Earnings is on the 10th. But yeah, I think if we get above, break out above this downtrend line, so then, and then create this bottom right here, I think that Canopy Growth has a potential. Again, some nice accumulation back here in May, and it looks like some more is happening right now, recently. Let's go with the other marijuana name I have on this list, which is Innovative Industrial Properties. This was an area that I think was important as support and then as resistance. Here. Now we broke back out above it. Everything's moving higher. Great accumulation shown on here. Earnings on the 5th, right? But if it stays above this 100 level, I think IIPR can really start to move. Apps, Digital Turbine, big up. I was involved in it here. Unfortunately, I did get shaken out, and I don't remember which day it was. It may have been this day. I don't remember. But I did get most of this up here, and it just continued without me. But now it's set up again and broke out again. Earnings is coming up on the 5th, but look at this beautiful accumulation. I mean, accumulation's been happening since March, but unbelievable. So this is Apps, Digital Turbine. I'm sure you all know Square. Well, Square is setting up again. Look at this volume accumulation. Earnings on the 5th. It's made this consolidation for about a month now. So it's consolidated sideways for a month. This looks absolutely amazing. I'll know Roku also. Here we go. We have this resistance. There's this downtrend it broke out of. I don't even want this line in there anymore. Maybe some kind of inverse head and shoulders is forming, but look at that accumulation. Man, that is amazing. It's in an uptrend. and August 5th is its earnings date. So it's coming up. Octa, another one you probably know. Again, great accumulation in an uptrend. It's kind of moved sideways for the most part, trying to break out. And we have about another month until earnings, September 5th. All right. This is Cryo Ports. I'm not even sure what they do, but I do like this beautiful uptrend. And now we have this little pullback. You know what? The pullback is on tiny volume. Amazing accumulation happening. Earnings on August 6th. This looks awesome. Again, it's it's not the biggest cap name, but that looks awesome. All right, next up, Mongodb. Again, a name you probably all know already, but the setup is there, right? We had this side move. It broke out back in May, and now it's moved sideways again. So we can see that this is, an important area right in here. I don't know, somewhere around there, 230, 240 range. We have earnings coming up in September, so about a month away out from earnings, but looking pretty good so far. And again, the pullbacks have been on very light volume, which I really like. Next one up is OVSN. Didn't stick in wrong. Let me just check my notes real fast. Where are you? Yes, I am. It's LPSN, live person. Let's make up the LPSN. Wrote that wrong. All right, live person. Looks pretty good here. So we had this big update right here on the last earnings, right? Must have been after hours. So now we've kind of marked time sideways up a little bit, and live person now has this area right here that has been important, right? Was resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, coming back into it. So we have earnings coming up on the 4th, some decent accumulation here, but if you can get over 45, right, that would be a place that we can really manage risk against, and this one has some potential. Next one up is Alteryx Ayx, and this was an important area, obviously. Broke out, moved sideways, beautiful consolidation, earnings on August 6th. AX and X. So Exonics Technologies, hit resistance here, hit resistance here again. As you can see, it's had mostly accumulation, a couple distribution looking days in here. But again, if it gets above $43, I think that this is a great place you can manage risk against. Earnings are on August 6th. Next up is Q2 Holdings. Yeah, I can even move this back, kind of higher into here, right? That's probably more likely place. Somewhere around there. All right, Q2 Holdings. This has been resistance, resistance, and now we're kind of consolidating up here right at the resistance level. Nice accumulation, low volume pullbacks, which is really nice to see. Earnings are on August 5th, but it is closing near the highs and in a beautiful uptrend. So this is what I'm definitely watching. IRTC, iRhythm Technologies. So we have, a move up, now sideways, just marking time at this point. Mostly accumulation, there was some distribution here. So just something to watch there. Earnings are on the 6th. So, if we can get above, 134, 135, right? I think then you can manage risk against there. And this is called iRhythm. moving on, just 2 more left. All right, pins, right? Pinterest had their earnings. What a stinking gap. This is what I had been watching for a while, and I didn't want to buy it before earnings because I was nervous about potential gap down, and I did the opposite. That's the way it works sometimes. But now this is going to give us another opportunity, right? I mean, it's hitting this supply area up here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see maybe a little pullback consolidation, maybe inside days. Watch how it consolidates here, if it does, right? Would love to see just marking time, maybe for a week or two, maybe less, right? I mean, heck, if demand is strong, it could just keep moving up. But this is what I'm definitely watching. This is not your Aunt Sally buying. These are major institutions. Richard Moglen just did a great in-depth video on Pinterest. So check out his Twitter feed for that on YouTube channel. But this was phenomenal move right here. And so hopefully I'll be involved with that one in a few weeks. If this can just kind of mark some time, even if I get a pullback and 31 holds ish, that'd be great. And my last one again is Verisight. This would hit the resistance, and then it broke out, and we have earnings out of the way. Perfect, and it's moving higher. Would love to see some consolidation here, but that's just not the way it works sometimes. Sometimes they just keep moving on you, and you don't get the chance to have the good risk-reward entry. But this is definitely one that I like a lot. Again, good volume. This is, again, highest volume in this year for sure. So good volume coming in there, breaking out, moving higher. All right, so there you go. There was 32 ideas. A lot of them have earnings coming up within the next week or so. So know your time frame and risk tolerance, right? But 32 ideas that I think have the potential to move much, much higher. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please like and reply. Also, if you think I missed something out there, leave it in the comments below, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitter. I appreciate all the comments. And if you like this video, go ahead and retweet it, share it with your friends. And hope you guys have a good, safe trading week out there. Take care.